It's your girl Sunshine. I'm back. Had to go ahead and tell Billy we're logging on now. It's your girl Sunshine. So this is take two. So let me go ahead and invite him on so we could go ahead and get it chopping and talking it up and everything to that nature with BG. In one moment, I'm sending him the invite. He's going to drop some nuggets with us and everything else to that nature as well. There we go. What's good, BG?
What's
How are
going
you?
on? I'm trying to be like you every day.
How's that? How's that,
Let me
brother?
get this thing set up right.
All right. You see me, I'm chilling, got my love is patient, love is kind, and faith and everything. You know, I have to set up my section when I want to chill. It's a nice summer night. I got the window open, I'm chilling, you know,
Yeah.
change the scenario and the atmosphere. Gotta set it, gotta set it. Thank you, loyals, for tuning in. So, for the ones that don't know you, introduce yourself so they can get to know you.
Um, Billy Graham Jr., recently retired Air Force. Now working on these business adventures with my wife. Got the daycare to get today's Kids Academy. Working on committed development, which is focusing on your personal and professional development. And starting the clothing line, Solo One Clothing, which focuses on your journey through life.
But tonight, we're not going to be talking about your clothing. We're going to focus on the new business that you're kicking off. And to help, I told people get your pen and pad ready so you could drop nuggets. Because the simple fact is what? We're here to celebrate life. We're here to also empower. And we're here to drop nuggets. Look, let's go. Teach one, reach one. Ain't that
Teach
our
one.
saying?
That's how you say it.
All right now. So let's talk about your business, not the solo, but the new one.
Committed development. So throughout my time in the military, we focused a lot on professional development. And over the time dealing with different peers, people in leadership positions, it came down to me, we focused so much on the professional development that we were wondering and questioning why people couldn't make it to that next level. And the reason that being is because we didn't focus in on the person first. In order for a person to grow in a business mindset, they got to first know who they are. They must know who they are within so that they can better themselves to be a better support system, a better person for the company, but all in all, just a better individual all the way around. So personal development comes first.
And so now, what made you come up with the name and how you set this vision in? Let's go. You already
So,
know.
so that name committed, because with anything in life, if you want the best out of it, you have to be committed to it. And the slogan for our company is commitment is the foundation for success. Because any success in life, you have to be committed to it and building that strong foundation. You can't build a house on sand. You have to have a foundation to build a sturdy house that's going to last for years and years to come. And the same way goes for you yourself as a person. In order to be successful in all measures of life, whether it be financially, health-wise, mentally, you have to have a foundation within yourself that is built from the foundation, and you have to be committed to that foundation. Not just one day, not just 2 days, but every day you have to be committed to it.
Yes. Now with this, what is now facts? So with
Okay.
your commitment with this business, what are you grasping at? What are you guys focusing on and building with this?
So our main focus is to help people understand who they are, because that's the first step of anything. You got to know who you are. When I say who you are, I mean not what you do. You see people that are like, oh, who are you? Oh, I'm a doctor, or I'm a teacher, or I'm the garbage man. No, that's your occupation. Who are you? We need to know who you are from the foundation, because you have different types of people. You may be a giver. You may be a person that's about bringing happiness. You might be a person that brings about positivity. You have to know who you are within in order to continue to grow from the base, the foundation up. In order for you to start that to go anywhere in life, you have to first know who you are And when I say who you are, you hear people say a lot of times, like, you have to learn to love yourself. That's part of knowing who you are. If you don't know who you are, you're just out here walking in circles.
Basically. And that is not a good thing because you can make the wrong mistakes, wrong moves, you name it, screw up
Exactly.
everything. Then you're sitting there looking like,
Yep.
what the hell did I just do these past 15 years? What,
Yep. Just
who
wasting
am
time.
I? Like, what do I want out of life and everything else? So, how do you address people on getting to know who they are really?
So the first step in learning who you are, you have to know, I call them triggers. You have to know the things that trigger you. What are the things that make you happy? What are the things that make you sad? What are the things that make you smile? What are the things that make you frown? You have to know these things because these are the positives and the negatives. Like anything, you need both positive and negative. People might always say eliminate the negative. That is true to a certain extent. It's like a car battery. You can have a car with a positive pulse, but that car battery still needs that negative to even get a start. So that
Mm-hmm.
negative, don't say you have to walk around and just be negative Nancy and walk around with negative people all day long. But the negative is how you know and assert who you are, what you like, what you do like, don't want to do, and what you want to do in life.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you have a person that can't swim, the negative would be don't jump in the water because you can't swim. But you know that about yourself. So you go find the positive and you learn how to swim. But now that you know how to swim, I don't know if you ever noticed, but when people are swimming, they're in the ocean or the swimming pool, they're always watching out for that person or that kid that might jump in the water that can't swim. They're subconsciously doing it. That's that negative that you're keeping an eye out for. So your life has to balance off the positive and the negative. You just have to know where the negative is and how you're going to respond. As if a kid jumped into a pool that couldn't swim, how are you going to respond when that negative happens? So to keep pushing in the positive, you got to still know what the negative is, and that all comes down to who you are. Back to the who.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I'm not one. I sit and watch. One, because at the age of 5, my mother's a registered nurse for 40 years. So
Mm-hmm.
we learned how to swim. We had swimming lessons since we was 5 years old. My mother was like, oh
Yep.
no, y'all gonna know CPR. I'm certified CPR. But what I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna put my life on the line to I will save if I have to, but there's some legalities that I
Yep.
need to make sure I'm covering myself and my
Yes.
financial status, because if you do it wrong and they die and the doctors want to take the blame off them, they're going to put the blame on you.
Exactly.
But I know how to swim since I was 5. So I made sure my boys knew how to swim. They're fishes in the water. My grandbaby's 3, well, going on 4, going on 50. I make sure she know how to swim, because what we're not going to do, we are not limiting ourselves to any fear.
At all.
Not a zilch, because fear is not running my life. Fear, I let that happen too long. And then I was like, God said, daughter, wake up. Let's go. No, I did not give the gift of fear. And too many people walking around with that gift of fear. Fear is not given by God.
No.
You know what I mean? So we got to go all in. So now what's the second thing?
So just how you just said when you were talking about the fear, which to me, fear is just false evidence appearing real. When I tell people about fear, I tell them to rethink that acronym and think of face everything and rise. So just like you said with the swimming, with the legality, you already know who you are. Now you need to know the what. What is preventing you from getting to that next level? So you said the legalities behind swimming. That is preventing you from helping somebody.
Exactly.
Now, when it comes to your life, you have to think what's preventing you from getting to that next level. Now that you know who you are, what's stopping you? Could it be the fear of failure? I try to help people understand failure is not a bad thing. Failure is just another form of a lesson. You learn something through your failure and you know not to make that mistake again. It's no difference than a baby learning how to walk. When that baby falls, they fall. The second time they fall. The third time they fall. What if a baby figured failure and just said, nope, that was 3 failures. I'm not getting up and trying again. If that was the case, everybody would be sitting here crawling around the earth.
Right?
Failure is just a learning lesson that you learn what you went through, learn what not to do again, and in some instances, how to be better for the next step in life. So that's what the what is. What is preventing you from getting to that next level?
All right. Now, let's also talk about the third step.
The third step. If y'all haven't figured out where we're going right now, we did the who, the what, and what's next? When. Now, when you think about when, we always say, so when are you gonna start this next venture? When are you gonna do your homework when y'all talking to your kids? When are you gonna do this? When is the right time? When is the time that you think it's time to get started? Now, I know we're not talking sports here, but I'm an avid basketball player. I love football, love track. I love watching all sports, basically. And if you notice with sports, they all start. They have a start. The track starts with a shotgun. You got first quarter in football, basketball, first inning in baseball. It all starts. That's our life. That's the day we were born. Now, when you think about the fourth quarter basketball, nobody knows when that fourth quarter is going to end.
Right.
Nobody knows when God's calling us home. Nobody knows when that shot clock hits 0. So you're waiting and you're saying, when are you going to start? And I look at it, the way I explain it to my kids, the way I explain it to my family is procrastination. People are big on procrastination. If you haven't figured out now, I'm big in faith. And procrastination to me is basically a slap in the face to God.
Yeah.
You're telling him that he owes you more time. That's disrespectful to me. Now, I'm not saying procrastination is a bad thing. We all do it. I don't mean like you just never take your time doing something. But when are you going to start to live your best life? What are you waiting on? What is stopping you? Because you don't know when that fourth quarter is going to end. And the last time I checked, somebody that's on their deathbed, they don't say, ooh, I wish I had a bigger house. Ooh, I wish I had that nice new car. They all say the same thing. I wish I had more time. So when are you going to start? Because you don't know how much time you have left.
Amen. And this pandemic showed that.
Yes,
you
it
wake
did.
up one day, you don't go to, you know what I mean? You don't wake up the next. The point blank simple is you got to live your best life while you're here, while you got it.
Exactly. That is
Make a
nothing but
list and keep executing.
yes. You have to keep executing. As you see, I keep it behind me. Execute. You have to execute. And when I say execute, I'm one of those people that believe that, yes, nobody's perfect. We're not perfect, but you should operate in perfection. You should give your 100% and do your best in everything. Operate in perfection.
I say 150.
150.
150. Look, that's the country coming out now, right?
Hey.
150.
I'm all about that. 150.
Okay. I am Closey Ray. She says, yes, no fear, 100. Cowboy Wayne says, preach it so you can teach it. Exactly.
Hey.
Our motto is reach one, teach one. Teach one, reach one. However, but the simple fact is, we like to drop nuggets and warn it. As long as it's falling, we're planting the seed, somebody else will come and water it. But the simple fact is, don't be complacent. Oh, I hate complacent too. Oh, that just irks me. That irks me to the fullest. I can't, my circle cannot be complacent. My circle can't be procrastinators. You see what I be doing, BG.
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, I need
exactly.
thinkers. I need movers. I need shooters. Like, yo, we aiming, we're shooting, we're going for it. It's like right here, tunnel vision. I got tunnel vision right now like crazy. People's like, yo, you don't see left or right. I was like, no, because I'm on the path God has created for me. He has opened up doors and more doors and more doors. I was like, there's no way to get sidetracked. Yeah, he tells me, daughters, take a break, go for the weekend, chill out, relax, and then come back because you got more to do. We can't be complacent. No. Now is not the time. This is the time to execute.
You couldn't have said it better. Now is the time. You cannot be complacent. And I like that what you said about your circle with shooters. I just always tell people when you got a circle of shooters to make sure you're shooting at the right thing. I crack a joke all the time. I say, make sure you shoot for the moon, because if you miss, you're gonna hit the stars. But if you shoot for the sky, you might miss and hit the light post.
Look, I'm trying to get it all. You know, I'm shooting and I'm reeling. Now go to the next level.
So now is where everybody has that one question of, okay, so I know who I am. I know what's been stopping me and I fixed that. I know when I'm starting today. I'm not waiting, but where do I begin? Everybody wants to know, where do I begin? Today's age, it sucks to say, because I'm a big avid fan for social media. I love it. I like the opportunities that it presents and gives people on a daily basis. But for most people, they just see what they see on social media and be like, that's where I'm gonna begin. And it's like, no, that person's showing you where they're at now, but that's not where they started at. You have to have a starting point. And you know what Drake say, he started from the bottom, now he's here. So you gotta start. Most of the time you might start at the bottom.
In the
Depending on how
trenches.
you want it, you have to start in the trenches. So when you think of things that way, where you begin, you have to begin, depending on what you want to do, at the level that you're at, right at that moment. So for example, say you want to start an online business. Obviously, if you don't have a computer and internet and all that, then you have to begin with that. But if you have everything you need, then you have to start studying what you want to do. I tell people all the time, you have to study the craft that you want to be a part of. If you say you want to be a photographer, but you never took any lessons or anything about how to operate a camera, that's where you need to start it. Say you want to be a truck driver because you like being on the open road. Well, you might want to start by learning how to drive a truck. If you know how to drive a truck, do you have a CDL license? If you have a CDL license, do you have dot numbers? Do you have a truck? You can't drive the open roads without a vehicle. So I always tell people, when you think about where you want to start, you have to think about the vehicle that you need. If I want to go overseas, I need a plane. Obviously, a car won't get me there. If I want to go on a cruise, I can't use a plane because a plane doesn't float on water. I need a boat. When you think about where to start, you need to think about what vehicle you need to get you to your next destination. And that's where you start, by procuring that vehicle.
Yep. And if you don't understand that, go get the books for dummies. Don't feel like that's making you feel stupid. No, it's talking to you at a level that you're able to understand and comprehend. I got a book for dummies for plumbing. I got a book for dummies for reconstruction. Look, let me tell you something.
Hey.
If I don't have to pay somebody to do it and
Exactly.
I can do it myself, sunshine sure will. I'll be in the trenches. Look, you think this is cute and dandy? Hell no. We be sweating dirty and everything else. And I don't like to get dirty. Okay, y'all. I really don't. I really, really, really don't. But if it's going to save some money and it's putting my love into my house, hell yeah. I'll get under there with the wrenches and I'll figure out them doohickeys. And by the time I'm done, I can talk to you like I knew something after reading a book for dummies.
Hey, don't worry. You're doing better than me with getting the book. Google has become my friend. If I don't know how to do it, I Google it or get to YouTube and figure out, how do you change the title? Like, I was Googling YouTube everything. I'm going to find a way to get it done.
Right?
But I know where to start it. I know where to start. You start by getting the book. I Google. We start somewhere.
Exactly. Look, and do a vision board. Man. A vision board. I have a vision board every year. I update it. Yep. My new vision board is purchasing a new home.
Okay.
With my name on it. My name. Nobody else's. Moi.
I like that. I like that. So
my vision board is showing what I want, how I want it, and laid out. Yeah, I'm gonna drop some money, I know. But I'm bougie. I'm a diva. But I have a right to be, because I worked hard for it. Shoot.
You want what you want.
Exactly. And that's another thing, where you know who you are. You want what you want, and you will never settle. Don't settle for something mediocre. Don't settle for something just like, oh, I'm satisfied. No, boo-boo. You keep that passion. Whatever's burning that passion inside of you, yes, you let that passion roar. Flame on, baby.
You never settle. Don't settle for what somebody else say you're supposed to have.
I know that's right.
It's your life. Nobody should be. It's your life. Your life is a story, and you should be the author and the main character. Nobody else should be writing your story. It's
Right.
only you. At the end of the day, when the story ends, that person ain't gonna keep writing your story. It's just gonna be over with. You are the author of your story. You are the person that should be writing it, and you better be the main character in the story.
I know that's right. Now let's also talk about what else your business is going to be working with.
Well,
A little
when you say
preview.
working with, you mean like,
Working on and executing.
oh, so right now the plan is to try and basically get out in front of many people as we possibly can. I'm talking about all the way international. We're trying to go everywhere. We want to help everybody we can because people need help, including myself, all around the world. So our next goal right now is basically gas pedal down. All we're worried about now is marketing. We want to
Okay.
get it out there, start getting products out there to let people know. And I'm talking about when I say getting products out there, those first sets of products, they're coming out free because I want people to know where they are, know where to start because everybody's all about, and I get granted, I get it, everything costs money. But at the same time, especially like we just said with the pandemic, some people don't have the money that they need to be able to purchase some of the services that people are offering. So we're gonna start getting stuff out there so it is free to get people to building on themselves, building their foundation, so they can get to that next level. Because it's kind of hard to dig out a ditch when you don't even have a shovel to start digging with. So right
Right.
now, we're gonna be over the next couple of weeks to couple of months, we're gonna be offering free products that shovel to help people get up out that ditch.
Okay. And now, so with it, do you know what's going to be in that package?
I do, but that's a surprise.
Mm.
If I give it to them, won't nobody come find it. I gotta put that's part
Mm.
of the marketing. The marketing's gonna lead them to it. What's the thing say you can teach
You
them?
can lead a horse to the water, but
Yes,
you can't make him drink.
exactly. Exactly. So if I come to you and I don't lead you to the water and I just flat out bring the water to you, then you're good to go. And then after that, I won't even have to lead you to the water because after I give you the water and walk away, you're gonna come looking for the next cup.
Come on. So, what else is your business into?
So right now, the next step, right now it might be focused on people, but we're also focusing on the professional side of it, trying to start working with different companies, corporations, because like I said, we've seen too many places, and I'm pretty sure just like I've been a part of it, you've probably seen it too. We got people in leadership positions that don't know how to lead, supervisors that
Woo!
don't know how to supervise. And there are people at the top where people get the disconnect at. The people that are at the bottom of the company thinks that the people at the top of the company suck and they hate them. When
Mm.
actually sometimes the people at the top of the company don't even know what's going on in the middle level or have a clue that their employees are not happy or their employees not being taken care of. So one of our next goals is to start working with different companies and corporations to start bringing different trainings and programs to them. Because in most cases, you'll be surprised. Most cases, not. It's not that a leader or a supervisor is doing things on purpose. They were never equipped with the tools to be the person in charge or leading or supervising people. They just either they had higher tenure and they got promoted, or their background comes from a different company, or they went to a certain school and got a certain degree, and then they're put in these positions and they don't know what they're doing. So that's also we're trying to offer different companies, corporations, the tools that they need to better equip their people so that the team can run as one.
Good. Good. Now, how can they find you, BG, in case they need to talk to you more and follow your page?
So you can follow me on Instagram right now, as you see, Mr. Billy Graham Jr. You can also follow the Instagram page, Committed Development. I'm also on Facebook, Billy Graham Jr. Not hard to find. I know it's a lot of Billy Grahams, but not too many Billy Graham Jr.'s. So you can find me on any of these social media platforms. Um, and I'll be ready to help you any kind of way. My teams, we're good to go. We want to take care of you. We want to help you get to that next level.
Now, also, you have a day, your wife has a daycare set up, or
Yes.
is it you guys located now in Texas?
Yes. So
And the daycare, what's the daycare's name
the
and where
daycare,
they're
it's
located?
we got the daycare to today's kids academy that's in Missouri. We just moved to Texas, and so right now we are all in the works. She's hustling right now, um, trying to open up more daycares now down here in Houston. We're trying to make this thing as big as God lets it go.
So when you say open it, is there jobs hiring? See, people, we are here to connect. We are here to link. We're here to help execute and get you on the right path. Also, put it out there that you may not know that there's daycares or businesses in certain states and cities. And so that's what we're here to do. We're help here to spread the word. Word of mouth is the best compared to
Yes.
looking through the pages, yellow pages, and everything else. Do they even have yellow pages now since the
I
cell
don't.
phones is booming? You know? So
No,
what?
no. So right now, if you want to go look, you can see today'skidsacademy.com. That's a website. Instagram, Today's Kids Academy, and Facebook is also Today's Kids Academy.
Oh, great. You're on IG. Hey.
Yeah, she's
So,
killing the game. She's killing it.
and that's kudos because we need more facilities that have daycare that's reasonable prices for
Yep.
struggling parents. Why are they paying? Oh my goodness. When my youngest was in daycare, like
Trust me.
we're
Trust me, I
above
know.
average, so it still hit the pockets, but for everyone that cannot afford it and they're struggling to put the pennies together for daycare, that's a lot of money. And
Yes.
then you can only claim $10,000 back. You can't even claim the full amount that you paid for daycare for the
They,
year.
they
You
find
like
a
the
way.
devil is a liar.
He is in all ways.
OMG. So you need a daycare that's reasonable and affordable and that's
Yes.
still going to take good care of your kids and love them and teach them the values and instill things. Because, man, listen, some of these daycares that you're paying all this money for and you're not getting what your child should be getting while they're there.
Oh, we don't have that problem. We don't have that problem at Today's Kids Academy. Your kid isn't just dropped off and just babysitted for 8, 9 hours. No, they're learning. They have activities, things to help them grow and get to that next level and be prepared. So when you leave up out of there, you're ready to go to the next level. My whole family, we're all about getting everybody to the next level, from the baby to the oldest adult that you can think of.
And that's why I got you on here because you already know we help grow. We don't
Grow.
hinder. We help grow, nurture, and
Yes,
spread their wings and let them fly with what we instill in them.
exactly.
Now, what else is your company doing?
Right now, we got that going, but it also, if you didn't know, because we kind of talked about it already in many other ways about Solo One, but it's also working in partnership with Solo One, not just help with the homeless, but to also help start. We're finna start trying to help feed the homeless, not just
And
give.
you're going to start that in Houston?
Yep.
Okay.
We're making contacts and right now trying to call around and we have made and networking, calling around to figure out how we can be sponsorship and get out there and start helping them as well. Because hey, let's be honest, they're at a place that they don't want to be and they need help too. So it ain't just to help the person that has a job or wants to be better themselves by professionally or something like that. We also want to help our loved homeless that just hit hard times and they need our help.
I want to address that real quick. We have a lot more homeless people in the United States than any place else.
Yeah.
And the simple fact is, some people do not plan on becoming homeless.
No.
Things happen. The pandemic happened, but before the pandemic, they lost their job. They tried to keep up with bills and they kept going underwater. And the
Yes.
government is not helping because what happens is they only limit a certain amount you can get. For the real ones, not the ones that like to sit on there and just collect it and not want to work. But we have people that really want to work, but having a hard time finding work due to the simple fact they can't get to the location or they can't, something is hindering them and there's no outlets to help them. That's like the veterans. There's not a lot of outlets. There's not a lot
Yep.
of veteran homes. There's not a lot for our people in the United States.
Yep. That
With
is.
all the tax money that we spend, it's disgusting that
America's so great. No, America is the worst fucking place. Excuse my language. That's the only way I can say it because I'm so disgusted. I can go any state and you will see in the United States homeless families on the bench, homeless families on the park, on the street, in the subways. That's unacceptable. And the places that do have places for them, you have to get there by a certain time. And if the beds are all filled up, there's no other place for them to go. So where do they go? They go to the parks. Where do they go? They go to the subways. Where do they go? Now, I'm not saying for the ones that are addicted to alcohol or drugs. No, they still have to come to grips with that. But I'm talking about the hardworking people that have felt on hard times and nobody is willing to give them a chance. That's where I fall short with trusting the government. I fall short on trusting the government with a lot because we already see what the CIA, the FBI, and all of them have done to our people and to this state and this country all these years.
So the way my take on that, because after traveling around the world to different countries, one thing that I did notice when it comes to homeless is majority of the other countries, they don't depend on the government to help them. Like the government helps them. I'm not saying that they don't, but the mind frame of the citizens is we're all one. So they get out there, like it's no different than somebody you see that puts together food drives and all those types of things. The homeless shelters that people volunteer at. Like in most other countries, the community goes out of their way to make sure they take care of themselves, and meaning the homeless people that are around. So what I've noticed in America is we depend more on the government than we probably should instead of depending on ourselves. If you have a loved one that is going through something, you don't look to them and say, yeah, the government will take care of you. No, you do what you can to help them. For some reason, America, we got entangled into this rat race where everybody's in competition to outdo the next person or be better than the next person. And when you're thinking and operating like that, you're not able to see the people that are down below you or on the side of you that might need your help because you're too busy trying to be in the rat race and get to first place, outdo the next person. When all actuality, if I can get, which is part of the professional and personal development, if people would just understand when you help each other, you actually get further along than you did if you're doing it by yourself. Because last time I checked, there's a saying that says if you want to get far, go alone. But if you want to get there fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. So in order for us to get far in life and get ahead in life, we have to go together. Because you can go by yourself. You might get there fast, but you're not going to get very far. And it won't be a legacy behind that. It's no different than if you back to sports. You have those teams when they work together and operate like that family. Those are the ones that know. If you see a team win a championship, 9 times out of 10, I can basically prove that that team listened to the coach. The team worked together as a unit. But the team that never makes it and never gets that far, you always have the 1 or 2 players. They're worried about their own money. They're worried about their own success. They're not worried about the team. And it's sad because in sports, when we're talking about sports, you see that happen in a lot of older players later on in their career. When they first start out, they want the money. And then they get older and wiser, and they're like, no, I want that championship. And they go work with other teams and work with other players to get there. So it's like same thing in life. If you want to get far, you have to go together. But because you won't won't go very far by going by yourself. And I think that's what I see in America. A lot of people are trying to get there by themselves without any help, trying to get there fast. And they're not worried about not even just receiving help, but in a lot of cases, they forget that they were helped along the way, and they forget to reach back and help those that are coming up behind them. So then you have a situation where the homeless need our help. Because I'm pretty sure I seen some on social media one day where a homeless guy, and they was like, how did you get here? And he basically said, over the years, everybody that needed help, I helped them. But then when the time came for me, there was nobody there to help me. You can't forget who you are and where you come from. Because I promise you, wherever you're at, no matter how good you're doing in life, how successful you might be, whether it be mentally or financially, you did not get there by yourself. You cannot forget to reach back and help those that are still in need. And I notice in other countries, they have that system where they reach back and help. Like if you watch the watch videos or clips, like they always show you the bad part of Africa, and it's like, oh, these kids are bad off, they need help. But it's one thing that everybody misses. I never seen one of those kids sad. They're all playing and happy and smiling, and everybody's helping each other, doing the best they can. Then I can come to America and I can show you 6 rich, wealthy families, and they're sitting there all mad and depressed and
miserable
because they're not. It's not. You gotta take care of other people. I promise you. When you start taking care of other people, help out where you can, because when you live your best life, part of living your best life is helping others.
I put up a post the other day about that. It said it started with life.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing in life is when you're helping someone.
Mm-hmm.
Not for that person, but for yourself, because you're helping them and they're going to receive it, and then they'll help someone else.
Yes.
I was always raised as a village. So I try to be a village to my son's friends. I try to be a village to people I come in contact with. I try to be a village as much as possible, because the fact is, some don't have that village.
They don't.
Some don't have that love and that nurturing. So people's like, yo, you different. Yeah, I am. And I hit them with it. At first, I used to be like, why you say that? But now, I be like, yes, I am. I am different. I'm unique. I'm wonderfully made. I'm made in his image. So the simple fact is, yes, I'm different. And I want you to remember me the right way. So, yes, I'm going to bless you. Not because you deserve it, but I know God is telling me. If God tells me to bless you, I'm going to bless you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because like you said, that blessings that you got that feeling of wanting to bless and help people because of that village you was raised in. They taught you these things.
Yeah.
In today's society, a village cannot help. For one, let's be honest, there are a lot of parents that won't even allow the village to help. You can't say anything to their kids, about their kids, for their kids. So that's a starting. Remember, we all started this whole conversation about a foundation. The foundation we leave with our youth. When we're telling our youth that that's unacceptable, you can't say nothing, you can't do nothing, I'm only taking it this way, you're starting to build that foundation right there from the beginning. So now that same youth that you didn't let be a part of that village, when you look up and they're 25, 30, 35 years old, and you're wondering why the homeless are not getting help. That foundation was built of, oh no, you can't say nothing to you, you can't do nothing to help this person. It's all about me, and I'm gonna get to that next level. So that's it's all a foundation. I don't care how you look at things in life. I tell people all the time. No matter what it is, it all goes the same way. Whether it be a foundation for financial, whether it be a foundation for mental, whether it be a foundation for spiritual. No matter what it is, it has to have a foundation. And the same way goes with goals. Whether you have a health goal, a financial goal, a spiritual goal, a mental goal, everything starts with a goal, a plan. And then you have to have the foundation to even get there. So that's what we come in with committed development to help people get to that next level.
Yeah. Like growing up, I'm born and raised from Huntington. So everybody knows everybody. Family is deep in Huntington. So the simple fact is, somebody that knows my mama and they see me doing wrong, they're correcting me. Then, word up. They're correcting me. Then they go in the house and call my mama. So I already got verbally corrected. Now I'm going to go home and get verbally corrected and maybe get that belt on top of that. Yeah, my mama was nice with that belt, man. Listen, okay. So, but I had that village. And like you said, people now don't want you telling their children nothing. If you got something to say, you say it to me. I said, well, I was telling him he should say thank you when somebody gives him a compliment. Or he should say thank you when somebody holds open the door. Or they should say thank you when somebody gives them a gift. The simple fact is, manners, people. I can't stand.
So,
don't let me. Don't suck your teeth from me. Because, man. Go ahead. What was you?
No, I actually agree with you. Because when we think about villages, one of the things, I swear, when y'all come to committed development, you're going to learn all this stuff. I promise you. One of the things with villages that a lot of people miss, when we were raised in that village, we were all raised in a village, we all came from the same core. But now with the way the world is, where you can fly and move and drive and be in a different city, be different state, different country, just with the snap of a fingers, because you want to uproot and move your family. Now we take the village getting becoming more diverse. So just because of the way a person in the South was raised, or the East Coast was raised, or up north was raised, when you start bringing them together, it can kind of throw the village off because people aren't used to that type of upbringing. So that's where that disconnect, I think, happened, because we integrated the villages, but nobody taught the cultural or diversity side of it, so that everybody can know, oh, you weren't actually being mean when you said that. That's just how you were taught to say it, but you were actually being positive. I just took it the wrong way. And then that's where the ties get severed, because we don't have that understanding. And so we're like, you can't say nothing to my family. You can't say nothing to my kid. You can't say nothing to me. Because we did not get that type of teaching, training. We weren't taught those things within our foundation, because what people don't understand about foundations, it's there. But I'm sorry, you still have to go back and take care of that foundation from time to time. You see people, you see the construction workers working on the highways and the freeways. Every now and then they have to go back out there and do maintenance on those highways and freeways to make sure the structure is sound. If it needs any minor repairs, you have to repair it. Because that foundation that I had and was bestowed upon me when I was 5, 6, and 7, that foundation has changed a lot now that I'm 40. Some of the things that I was taught back then, I can't run around and do as 40. So I had maintenance done to those throughout over the years, where there are some people that have never had that maintenance done. One of the biggest things I've learned since my time in the military, and I've seen it float around social media a lot, is you have to get out of your hometown. If you never leave outside of your hometown, you're seeing the same thing over and over and over. You never know that you have to repair your foundation. So whenever somebody new comes in, or if you go outside, that when that time comes, you're not going to receive things the way that might be positive, but you'll receive them negative, because you never went back and did any maintenance on your foundation. You didn't learn anything about cultural diversity. You didn't learn those things because you never left. We were never taught that. That's where community development comes in. We keep you on the same page. We keep you up to date. We help you with all those types of ways of thinking, because we want you to be ready. Because in order to be ready for the success and the goals and all the stuff that you manifest, you have to be ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And a lot of people right now, they're not ready. And when those opportunities come knocking, they don't know what to do with it, because they're not ready.
Sink battleship. So let me just address the viewers, and for whoever's going to view this later. For African American females, do not touch your hair. Rule number 1, do not touch your hair without permission.
That's a universal rule, I think.
Rule number 1. No, that's with the African Americans. I don't know about everybody else.
No. I mean, universal is that it doesn't matter if you're down south, doesn't matter if you're from north, south, east, west, a whole other country.
Don't touch our hair. It's like, I'll be smacking your hand real quick. Rule number 2, with the pregnant woman, don't just go and try to touch her stomach. Ask permission, because the simple fact is, I remember when I was pregnant, people always wanted to touch my stomach without asking permission. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. That's rule number 2. You don't do. Rule number 3, for you little youngins. Youngins means your little babies and your babies. Teach them how to say yes, ma'am, no, sir, yes, sir. Not even saying yes, sir, no, sir. Just say yes, ma'am. That's out of politeness. That's out of respect. And that's down south. I'm mixed because I got family from south. My grandma's from Florida, Pensacola. You know, the down south, dirty. So being raised by my mother, who was born up in Kings Park, so up north and down south, all in one being taught in my house. Okay?
Yep,
so I'm a Southern belle, and I am straight up New York. So the simple fact is, if I'm smiling at you, I'm the Southern way. Hello, how are you? Speak back, damn it.
Exactly.
If I'm speaking to you, hello, and you want to look at me, I'm like, ugh. Now I'm rebuking you because your spirit is stank because you can't even speak. Okay, people, y'all are not all that and then some in a bag of chips to where you can't speak. Hello, what is wrong with saying good morning? How are you today? What is wrong with that?
Politeness and positivity.
I'm just saying.
It's just how you got to think. So again, when you say you don't get it, you got to understand that gap with this social media. That's part of our problem. A lot of people don't leave their house for one. They stay in on social computers and all that. Or they have their face in the phone, like that connection with human interaction. They don't get that anymore. You watch the kids, like a lot of kids, they don't even want to go outside. They want to play their games. They want to stay in the house. Unless
You
they're
see
just
my
average.
page.
Yeah,
My kids is outside.
And what they say, we outside.
We outside.
It's
Until
but
what? Until that light, that street light come out, or that back porch light come on, that front porch. That means get your butt up in the house. When you see that light, you get your butt up in the house. We played hopscotch, double dutch. That's the problem. These technologies right now, these PS4s, PS5s, all that, nah. When it gets dark, then you can come in and do that. Until while it's daylight and it's not raining and it's nice outside, you outside. Let's play some dodgeball. Let's play some basketball. Let's do some track. Let's go walk the dog around the neighborhood. What we not gonna do is be no couch potato. Mama ain't raised no couch potatoes. Mama raising book scholars and sports and everything else. But what we not gonna do is raise no couch potatoes, no lazy. No.
But it also goes back to that village, because back when we were raised like that, because the parents today, a lot of them, depending on their situation, they're working. They can't even be there. But that village we had, you might have somebody with a van pick up 4 or 5 kids from practice, and those other parents are at work. They took turns. Now with the parents, with the way society is today, you can't have just a regular job and think you're gonna survive. You need some type of second assistant income, some type of help, or you just got a very, very good job that pays your bills and affords you that opportunity to be with your kids, to get them out and do those things. But then that goes back to that village. If you are not susceptible to people coming into your village and helping with your kids or helping with your family, then those kids, sometimes those devices and those games, that's the babysitter. So they don't get that opportunity to go outside and play. That's about all this. It all, like I said earlier, it all comes back around to the same thing. That foundation that we build, not just within ourselves, but with others. That foundation that we build, if we don't have that, then we're just going to keep having the kids in the next generation and the generation after that, where they're getting babysitted by the devices. The devices weren't watching them, taking care of them. Why? Because we did not build just that inner circle, but that community around us that helps each other. We're not worried about helping each other. We're all worried about getting ahead in life.
And that is so sad. This is how, I loved how you talked about overseas, when you were overseas, how they were a union. Like they were united. They were knitted. United States is so selfish. It's disgusting. People are out for themselves, and the ones that are genuine still, and the ones that want to help, there's not a lot of them. And it's hard, and they need support. We need support to do it. So that's why we got to be our village. That's why we always check in with one another, making sure everybody's good. Like, I haven't seen you. Something's off. You was in my spirit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a rare thing.
And we don't talk every day. But when I'm like, something's wrong with BG, I'm just, boom.
Those phone calls have happened.
You know what I mean? It's like we check in. We check in on each other. You got to check in on each other.
You have to. It's a must.
It is a must, because they don't understand, like they said, the oil. They don't understand the pressure, the press down, shaking together. They don't understand. But the ones that do understand, it's a walk. We didn't choose this, but God chose this. And we walking that out because we being obedient. But we come under fire a lot for what we do.
Yep.
And the support system is needed. So I'm like, yo, what do you need help with? What do you need help with? Okay, let's go. We're going to get the word out. You're now in Houston. Now you guys haven't even been there a month yet, and y'all already rocking and rolling.
We have to, because it's just something that's been instilled, and not just both of us. Like, I know you just said about helping it, and it's something popped in my head. Our quick story. I remember when I was in high school, there was a young lady that was in one of my classes. I saw her every day. I didn't talk to her besides the normal speaking hi and bye. And after school, we normally have like 30 minutes before basketball practice started. And so we would only just go outside and move our cars so it's closer to the gym. So when we come out, we just walk out to our cars. And so it was a hot day in Texas as usual. You know, Texas hot. And she was walking. And I've seen her walk before, but something that day was like, man, it's hot. Why is she? Nah. I pulled up beside her. I was like, hey, you want to ride home like that? So I gave her a ride home. Didn't think nothing of it. Drove her to her house. It was right around the corner behind the school. Then I came back, went to practice. Thought nothing of it. Went about my life. At the end of the school year, you know, when you have your, you get your yearbook and people start signing your yearbook and all that stuff. And she wrote a note in my yearbook and I didn't catch it because, you know, like, he's like, hey, write something in my book, right? And I got about a couple weeks later, I was just reading the comments and she wrote in there, the day that I offered her a ride home, she was at a low point in her life. She thought nobody cared, nobody saw her. And she was actually on her way home that day to commit suicide. But by me offering that help to her, it was a way of her saying like, man, people do still care. People recognize me. And to this day, that's been like, if you see me anywhere, my wife messes with me all the time. Because if I can jump out and help you, I'll jump out and help you. It doesn't, because of that same situation. So I always look, and I instill that in my kids. You see somebody that need help. Sometimes people need help and they don't even know they need help. And so ever since that day, I offer it. Now, I'm not going to impose, like if I offer it and, oh, no, I'm okay, I'm good, I'm straight,
Then, yeah.
good. But at the same time, and don't get me wrong, I'm not telling people to just drive down the street and pick up random strangers.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's not what I'm saying.
Use knowledge.
Use your common sense and your good judgment.
Use wisdom.
Yes, but yeah, so ever since then, that's why, like, when you say we got here and hit the ground running, I have some cousins. They're hitting the ground running too, and they don't even know it. They're motivating me. I was talking to them thinking, hey, this is just some stuff I've learned during my time in the military and some stuff I picked up on from school and the schooling that I'm going to and learning all this different stuff. This is knowledge I got, just telling you what I'm learning. And they just been taking out running with it the past few months. They're killing it. And they are inspiring me. I think I told them. I don't know if I don't, I'm going to remember to tell them next time I see them. But they inspire me. And I'm like, let's go. We got to, in my mind, not that we're in a race together, but it's like, hey, we need to do this together. Because the way I look at it, they always say, in order to break a generational curse, it takes one person. It starts with you. And it's looking like, hey, it ain't just started with me. It's not just starting with them. It's like our families can do this together, and we can change it for the generations to come behind us. And hey, along the way, let's help out some other families because they might need to help change the generational. I don't know what curse is. Everybody, I believe every family has.
Everybody got one.
It just differs, whatever it is. Maybe some ones got domestic violence, some might have murder, some have drugs, alcohol, financial, whatever that curse may be. Just realize that somebody's out there to help you break it, because I promise you, listen very closely, you cannot do this stuff by your own. When I say do it by your own, I know you can go to school and study. I know you can save money. I get that. But somebody has to help you along the way, whether it be a bank helping you financially get your first rental property, whether it be you getting a life coach to help.
Because you don't have enough credit.
Exactly.
You need a co-signer. So the simple fact is, don't let your pride stop you. That's something that I need to address. Don't let your pride stop you from getting to the next level.
You mean that same pride that messed up the village that we talked about?
Ooh,
it all goes full circle. I don't care what you're looking in life. It's all the same thing. It all starts with the foundation. The foundation. Commitment is a commitment is the success. You have to have that. You have to be committed to your foundation in order to achieve success, no matter what it is in life, and I don't care what you do. And that's why us at Committed Development, we're here to help you build that foundation for success.
All right now. So y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it here. Follow your girl Sunshine with Celebrating Life. Follow my boy BG, Billy Graham Jr. We are here. We're keeping you up to date with everything. Follow our pages. We are here to help. As you know, yes, he is out there helping the shelters and the homeless. I'm up here in Buffalo, but I help everywhere possible. Wintertime, I make care packages, keep them in my car.
Yep.
$5 gift cards with toothbrush, toothpaste, a bottle of water, and the police department said don't put any snacks in. So now I do gift cards. So a gift card is $5 from McDonald's where you could get a hot meal, or $5 from Tim Hortons where you could get a hot meal. Regardless, you're getting a hot meal as
Yep.
well as water, toothpaste, and you know what I mean? The simple fact is, reach one, teach one, pay it forward.
Facts.
Once a month or maybe twice out the month, I'll ask, how much is their order behind me? I'll pay for it. And they're like, oh, I'm like, just tell them have a blessed day and pay it forward.
That's all it is.
Showing a little generational, just showing care, genuine, not looking
Yeah.
for nothing in return. The simple
Nothing in
fact is,
return.
in return, I want to see a smile. In return, I want you to know that somebody still loves you. In return, somebody is doing good things and not looking for nothing out of it.
Exactly. Because it's
Like my
amazing people.
relationships with people that are bigwigs, I'm not looking for nothing out of it. If you want to give me connects, you give me connects. If you don't, that's cool, because our relationship ain't built on that. Our
It's
relationship
not.
is, how you doing? How are
Exactly.
you? They're
How
like,
are
oh,
you?
I'm good, or I haven't heard from such and such. I said, no. I'm not here about that. I'm here to ask, how are you doing? I haven't checked in with you this week. How are you?
Exactly. You got to understand karma. People always say, "Oh, that karma gonna come around." Karma just doesn't come
Woo!
around for negativity. Karma comes around for positivity as well.
Exactly. Blessings on top of blessings.
On
And it's
top
not
of
like
blessing.
you're not doing it for the blessing. You're doing it
No.
because that's out of the pureness of your heart. And what you do behind closed doors with God, God will reward you in public on his time. But what you don't do, oh, let me address this. I seen somebody do this and posted it again today. Took a selfie of them helping somebody. No, ninja, that's not what you do. That means you did not do it out of the pureness of your heart. So you
No.
right there, karma's coming back to you.
Exactly.
That picture, that selfie, that's your reward, and that's not cute. That's
But
not helping.
but it all goes back to the very beginning of this conversation with that foundation. You said do it out of the pureness of your heart because of the love. That's because you know who you are. The person that did it for the selfie, that's current. I'm saying currently because we can fix them too. Not that they're broken, but we can help them understand that that's not what it's for. They don't. We have to help them understand who they are and that foundation that they come from. You're not doing this for likes. You're not. You shouldn't be doing this because you're expecting something in return. The goodness and the good nature in your heart, the positive nature that you are, that foundation of who you are, that should be built already inside of you. And it's not, we need to help you
Exactly.
get there, because then that good positive karma will keep coming your way with the blessings on top of blessings, because you're doing things because your foundation is strong within who you are.
Exactly. So, BG, is always great talking with you. I love our
Always,
comments. I love our conversations.
always love it.
So, again, you guys follow us at
We're at Mr. Billy Graham Jr. at IG and Committed Development at IG.
and follow your girl at Speak Easy, where we have something for everybody Monday through Friday. Then we let over to Saturday, and then sometimes we hop on Sunday. So we got it every day. So we have something for you. We have it. Trust me. Sports, entertainment. We talk about the Bible with Sage. And when
Yes.
Sunshine's on, she brings it forth too. Because why? We don't stop. We are here to reach you. We are here to teach. We're here to uplift. We're here to empower.
Yes.
So follow us. We have more coming. This is just the beginning.
That's the beginning.
So we thank you for tuning in. Share away on your page. Have your friends follow and subscribe to all of us. We thank you. Have a blessed night. And BG, great talking with you. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Sunshine out. Have a blessed night.